how about some tracks that you could never play here, that you played over there?
Right.
You
know the one that's coming though, don't you?
Well, there's a couple.
There's a couple.
And don't take. I mean, I've been there.
Right.
I've been there.
So you've seen a UK gig.
Yeah, when you DJ and you go to another country or even another state, and even if you go to a little bar or pub or wherever you go, you're looking for those differences. I enjoy it. I'll go to Indiana and I'll hear things that I don't hear in Wisconsin. I mean, those are states. So you can imagine the countries are completely different. I'll just share with you. I went to, and this is funny. I was over in Stevenage, England, which is a complete shithole. No offense to anybody from Stevenage, but it's so. I was there and there was this actually pretty nice place. It was called Chicago. So, I'm there as a tourist, and my friend says, let's go to Chicago tonight, little American flavor for you.
Yeah.
I said, okay. The only thing remotely Chicago about this place was the picture, the little 8x10 on the wall of the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
As you walk into the bar.
I took my wife to a place called Thunder Road in Scotland, and it had a picture of Springsteen, and that was as close to an American bar as it got.
They had a band in there that played until midnight. Or no, till 11 is what it was. The band played till 11, and it was a British band who played only covers of Red Hot Chili Pepper songs all night. That's the only thing they played with Red. So I'm in a bar called Chicago in England, and the band's playing all LA rock songs, which I thought was quite funny. So anyway, the band stops, and the DJ kicks in. And I didn't recognize any of the music. I went up and said hello, like you do. And he said, oh, great. Do you play cheese where you're from? Well, I don't know. Cheese is a word that we use to, cheesy music. I was like, yeah, I do. So, oh, they love cheese here. I'm going to try to remember some of the tracks that they played. And I'd never heard it before, but I committed them to memory so I could, get them later.
Okay.
Or look them up and I actually had them. Chain Reaction, Diana Ross.
Big tune.
Okay.
Huge.
You know the song, but it was like a B track that we didn't care.
It was a #1 in Britain.
Okay. Could There Be Magic?
By Take That.
Absolutely
huge.
Furnace kicked in. Sorry about that, folks. What else? Two Hearts by Phil Collins. They lost their freaking minds to that song.
You Can't Hurry Love was the one that worked big for
Two Hearts, though, was, we heard it here, but it was like on Mom's radio station that you hear that song. There were all these 20 and 30-somethings just losing their minds over this track. Can I think of anything else just off the top of... Those are the ones that I can think of.
Well, they have a thing now. They have especially in the kind of club culture, they have guilty pleasure nights.
That's kind of what this was.
Right. They have guilty pleasure nights where you're likely to hear
some
ELO, some Wham, some maybe some Supertramp. It's like real 70s pop tracks that have been kind of forgotten about for 20 years, and guilty pleasures.
So the songs that I think you were probably thinking about right off the bat, and the first one that comes to mind, just from my observations from your videos and talking to a lot of you and being there, Robbie Williams, Rock DJ.
Huge. Yeah.
I don't think
and Let Me Entertain You.
I don't think nobody knows that one.
Right.
Either, but I don't think most people even know Rock DJ by Robbie Williams. They'll remember Robbie Williams as that guy who did that tune Millennium in like '98 or whatever it was.
With the James Bond
Bond, right, which was beautiful.
And if you watch American Idol, one of the guys the other night did his song Angels, which again was never a big hit here, but was huge.
It did all right here.
Did it?
Yeah, it did all right here. And we're thinking about wedding silly cheesy things. I have one word I want to throw out at you, and I want your reaction to it.
Okay.
Agadoo.
Push pineapple, shake the tree.
See,
or whatever. It's like I don't know how to do any of these stupid.
How big is that there?
It was a big summer cheesy dance song. It tends to be one. It's not one that you automatically play, but it's one which does come out from time to time.
Okay.
It's kind of like a UK version of Electric Slide.
Right.
Which Electric Slide nobody plays.
And it's almost fail-proof here.
Oh, absolutely.
damn near, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get in too much trouble, no matter what crowd you're in. You can be playing for a country crowd and they'll line dance to it. You can be playing for an urban crowd and they'll line dance to it. Differently, of course.
Well, the other big one, which I've never really noticed anybody playing over in the States, which was huge for a long time in the UK, is "Believe" by Cher. "Believe" was massive in Britain.
It was big here.
Was it? I mean,
Yeah.
big dance, big wedding song, or just clubby?
Just in general, I don't know. You know, I wasn't gigging a lot weddings back then. I was like working the real job back then and doing the occasional gig. I had it. I played it when I did gig, but I haven't had anybody ask for it for a long time. Well, with the possible exception of Nancy at Dan and Nancy's Great Escape, because Nancy would sing that song all the time. So she's a closet Cher. Well, not really so much a closet, an open Cher impersonator, I guess.
And the other one which springs to mind that I've never been able to play, well, I haven't played it for years. I don't think I played it that much before I left the UK as well, it was big for a long time, was Gina G, Ooh Ah, Just a Little Bit.
Yeah, I mean, that song did alright here in the mid-90s. I don't know that it was a chart buster or
Right.
anything, but it did alright.
And then all the clubby stuff that had come out, Fragma, Toca Me, and all this. You know, Toca Me was just huge in Europe, particularly in Britain.
Nothing.
I mean, I think there's been about half a dozen other remixes of it that have charted since it first came out back in, I think, 2000, 2001, right about there.
Very little here. I mean, you know, I know it, but no. I've heard it clubby, but you know, most of the club stuff just doesn't do the crossover into the mainstream market here
Right.
anymore. Way too worried about hip hop, country, Disney pop, and really bad punk ripoffs for the last 5 or 6 years, actually, in the United States. And I don't know what's wrong with you people. Why do you keep buying this shit? You know, the longer you buy this shit, the longer they're going to keep making this shit, and they're not going to move on to the next thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So break it. Boycott the next Akon album. Do yourselves a favor.
I don't know if it's been a while since I've spoken to anybody in the UK. Maybe you guys can answer. Is Hannah Montana big over there? Because, you know.
Did you see the South Park, actually, with the...
No.
Oh, you need to watch that. You need to watch that.
I'll add it to my list. I can't get through. I can't get to watching TV shows because there's about an hour and a half of Jonathan every day on YouTube. How's it doing, Jay?
Yeah. How to open a can of Spam.
Yes.
I'll be back.